Hey guys, Shane here. So in this video, we'll be having a look at Medway System. This is another case study, another client of ours where we took their website from just a 3-page website that was built on GoDaddy. It was terrible. I mean, the colors on the website did not match the logo colors. So I think they were using orange and green and gray. So it just completely did not align with their brand colors. Now, the site that they have right now looks super professional. It's actually a medical waste disposal company in California. So they're working mainly with medical practices or just anyone who needs to like dispose of their medical waste. And they also provide compliance training and the disposal of hazardous materials. Uh, so yeah, as we scroll down, I'll just have a quick look at it. The site looks pretty nice. They have their reviews here, everything decked out. The industries that they serve are these down here. So dental, funeral homes, right? Municipalities, pretty much anyone that you can think of in the medical industry that would need their service. Now, as for the service area, that is also something where they would want to have like a ton of like service area pages in order to mention or to show where they service. This is a company that has 5 locations across California. If I head over here, you'll see like these locations are all like spread out. So it's also a relationship-based company business where once you've established a relationship with the medical practice, they're gonna be with you for a long while. You're gonna be their disposal company. You sign a contract and you're just on call for disposal of medical waste. So that's pretty good, which means that in their case, you don't actually need to have like a high volume business. You really just need to maintain your online presence and make sure that it looks super professional, and that whenever someone new or someone is looking for your business or your services, that you're the first one that shows up. So like I always say, if you want to rank on Google Maps, you can just focus on Google Maps, but you can also start with your website, because Google verifies whatever information is on all of these 5 or 6 profiles, and then cross-check it on your website. They actually look at your website to see if it was done properly. Now, let me see here. So this is actually one of the Google My Business profiles of this company. They do not have a lot of reviews, and this is not going to go up quickly. I have clients where they have over 1,000 reviews on their profile. Junk removal company in Australia. There's like 1 or 2 in Florida. But it's just not going to happen for this industry, because it's very delicate work, and it's a medical practice, and the type of work that they're doing is very difficult to ask for review. And because it's not a high volume industry, right, like a taco restaurant or just a regular junk removal business, they're not going to have like a ton of like new clients, right? In most cases, it's going to be like the same type of clients that have worked with them for a long period of time. So if we have a look back at the website, like I said, we help them add their forms to this website. Now, if you click on this, I'm not going to click on it, but it leads to like an Asana form. But yeah, this is going to be helpful for their customers. And there's an About Us section with the most important information, right? So testimonials, about us, and whatnot. So this was a pretty successful campaign. We also help them with their Google My Business, like I said, the creation of the Google My Business post, and just making sure that the Google My Business is fully optimized. So before I have a look at these results here, what I'm going to do is just have a look at the work that we delivered. So normally when we start out, and we have a slightly different process, actually a totally different process than before then, but we do a citation audit to figure out what citations they have, and then we actually acquire the right citations for each location if they are multi-location business. We have them fill out a workbook to gather all of the information that we need in order to write the content, as you will see in a bit. And then once the content is live, we keep track of the content that's being posted. This is mainly for the website, but as you know, with the Google My Business posts, we usually just use them once, and just so we put them in a Google Drive folder. And then we also typically send over a website owner's manual, just to give the business owner all of the information related to their website. Because like I said, we rebuilt their website, redesigned it, upgraded their website, and just made them look 10 times better, actually 100 times better than they were before. So here, have a quick look. We had some of the pages that we were creating, so the compliance page, location pages, secure containers, and whatnot. I believe there were more pages that we actually worked on, or inside of these documents here, we have multiple pages, right? So multiple tabs as you can have in a Google. So just to have a look at our location page, this is what it looks like before it's posted on the client's website. So we do research, we gather the information from the client and do research on the area and make sure that the content is crafted in such a way that it speaks to whoever is in Ventura or just wherever that location page is targeting. So this is what it looks like before my developer takes the content and just designs something beautiful based on whatever design is on their website, right? So make sure that it fits in with the design. And as you can see, these are like placeholders for the phone number, review section. The services are quickly mentioned, right? I'm not going to go through like everything, but as you can see, pretty thorough, and especially in terms of like the coverage area. Now, this is just one of the location page. You'd want to have one for every single location or sub location, or what do you call it, like neighborhood that you are servicing, right? It would just really depend on how competitive your area is. The more competitive, usually the more pages you will typically have, or you need to make sure that the pages that you do have are extremely optimized. Now, I'm not gonna mention this too long, or just I'm just having a quick look at it. But like I said, we created Google My Business posts and also FAQs. These FAQs are a bit on the lengthier side, and they had to be screened by the business owner because this is quite a sensitive industry. So you don't want to like step up or outsource the work and or have your team member that's not in the medical industry write gibberish. Even AI can mess up sometimes. So you really want to have that dialed in and have the business owner scan that with the information, because there might be certain things that they just are not allowed to do, especially when you're talking about California, right? In California, they love to sue. So you want to make sure that you have everything dialed in properly. These are the posts, typical structure, right? A title, a bit of text about that subject, and then having a link back to the main website and a call to action. So yeah, that's basically what we did for them. Now let's have a look at the results that we got for them, or just like a bit of like the profiles. So this was one of the results. It's not as high as the other case studies that I've showed you, right, where you have over 400 calls, but this is realistic. This is a realistic results for this kind of like industry. They have 5 different GMBs. Some of the GMBs were getting more calls than other GMBs. In this case, this one, this period, got like 5 calls, which is pretty good. If they can convert 2, that's a long-term client with like a massive lifetime value. So it's not just about volume. It's right, when you're talking about cleaning up bodies, hazardous waste and stuff like that, it's not going to be a high volume industry. You're going to work with certain agencies, certain practices for a long time, and as long as you do work, you'll have like return business, if you can like say that, right, from those kind of like prospects. So this is actually pretty good. Now, this was a period where they got a slightly bit higher calls, so well, actually much higher, but 27% increase versus the previous period. So that's 19 calls, and then also some website clicks, which is always good, because if they click through to your website, it also means that they're very interested. And if you have a really stunning website like we built for them, it's going to convince them to reach out to you and just book a call, get a free quote here, right? Nowadays, we have like multiple ways for for the customers to reach out to us, and that's all like connected to a CRM. So yeah, now in this case, as you can see, a lot of stock images were used, but we used the right stock images in this case, so it just works for this client. They did not have a lot of custom images, or just real images, and it's also a very sensitive industry. So you're trying to, let's say you're trying to clean up a body or bodily fluids, right? And you are taking pictures for your social media. It doesn't make sense. So that's just the nature of this business. We laid the groundwork, so all of these industries here, right, these should have like their own pages. So in this case, they're all like on one page for now, but they should have like their own individual pages. And just as you click learn more, you goes to this goes to the industries pages, so that if someone is a vet, right, it's a vet or tattoo shop or anything like that, they they essentially can find themselves in your services and in your website. All right, that's it for this case study. Have a great day. Cheers.